As a Gullah Geechee, I can claim many ethnic backgrounds. And when I began to specifically just talk about my father's paternal ancestor, last name Holiday, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm, Gullah Geechee, I'm Moroccan, I'm West African, I'm Mindi, I'm Mendinkan. Somebody left a comment and was like, the Gullah Geechee are more so in relation to the Gullah and the Angola people. Let's take a walk. We begin to first of all look at the Gullah. These are native Indians of the Americans. And if you've been following me for a while, you understand that I have been able to break down how a lot of these native Indian tribes are actually in West Africa as well. So the Gullah native Indians are literally the Gullah of West Africa. Full stop. Still spelled the same way, Gola. The Geechee or the Gitti people are going to be direct descendants of Gether, who is a descendant of Shem, as well as Gath. Gath is the landmass of the Philistines. This is where you are going to get the root PHL, and that can be FL. Okay? And so this is where you are going to get the Fula or the Fulani part of the Gullah Geechee people, the Geechee people, because they are ancient Philistines coming from Gath as part as the Sea peoples. And along part of the Sea people, you would have the tribe of Dan. Line up on line, precept on precept, and this is why the Geechee people are known as seawater people. They are sellers. We begin to look at my last name, Holiday. In the Fula, my last name would be Jella or Gala or Gallo. When you begin to see my last name spelt the way that it is spelt today, going back to 1086 AD, you will first see this name in Normandy, which is via France, automatically making this name French Creole, which would be seen in West Africa as spelled as Diola, Diola, Diolla, or Dyula, or Djola. This is the French version of my name, which is why some people would end up stating that the Angola and the Gullah of West Africa and the Sierra Leones are the Gullah Geechee of South Carolina. While these people are in relation, we need to understand that a lot of people that are of Sierra Leone and Liberian descent, having the Creole culture, these were also Black British people, Black Europeans coming over from England and leaving South Carolina, Virginia, so on and so forth, going into Sierra Leone and Liberia with their West African and Creole culture due to being freed peoples who left West Africa at one point, lived in Europe at one point, came over into the Americas, and because they were identified as free peoples by the Moroccan government and the United States, they had the opportunity to return to Africa, even if they had not lived there for many millennia, but they knew that this is where their origin was, and this is where they can continue to keep their French culture. Taking us to the fact that my holiday last name ended up coming into the coastal regions of South Carolina and founding Jamestown in Virginia, as well as ended up going into Mississippi. So when the holiday or the Gullah name came into South Carolina as Gullah Geechee people, with our French Creole Afro-Hispanic origins from Spain and Portugal, we ended up being claimed by the Moroccan government in 1786 by Sultan Muhammad due to the fact that the last name Holiday is not only going to go back to the Jella of the Fula or the Fulani people, but the Diola, the Diallo people, which are known to be a Mendincan and Mendi subclass of people group, which all of these people coming together was under the Mali Empire, line upon line, precept on precept. So when you begin to specifically look at my Mandinkan and Mendi people group, this is going to push you into the Bambara people, the Soniki. So yes, I can 100% claim to be Moroccan or an African on American soil due to the fact that the Moroccan government claimed the freed colored people, the free Negro, the free mulattoes who came into the Americas so that we would not be subjugated to chattel slavery like the native Indians were being sold into the Caribbean, Europe, as well as West Africa. And so when you also begin to see my last name, Holiday, in Europe, it will be Alodia, and they literally meant landowner or for a hard day's work. Allodia. The Alodia kingdom is also seen among the Cushitic Arabic people groups of West Africa and East Africa and the Sudanese people. The Alodia prince ended up being sold into slavery by his father's slaves, and he ended up going into England to fight for his freedom, and it was granted to him due to the fact that the Mali Empire was not only in West Africa, but in Europe during that time as well. Therefore, my last name, Holiday, is Jella. It is the original name of the Gullah people. So it is also Mendincan, it is Mendi, and I am Moroccan. I'm West African. I am Northeast African. I'm Choctaw Native Indian. Whatever way you want to chop it up, I'm an Afro-Asiatic, Afro-Hispanic, Native Indian, Afro-Asiatic Black woman.